En la clase de hoy vamos a aprender inglés de una manera sencilla y divertida. Vamos a escuchar y leer 4 historias diferentes en inglés. La idea es que te vayas familiarizando con el idioma, escuchando y leyendo todo en inglés. Todas las palabras que no entiendas, escríbelas en tu cuaderno para posteriormente traducirlas. Verás que si eres constante con este método, verás grandes resultados. Sin nada más que decir, comencemos.
In the vibrant city of Monterrey, Mexico, one of the most exciting car races in the world was held every year, the Grand Prix of Hope. This race was not only a sporting event, but also a celebration of passion, dedication, and the spirit of overcoming challenges. Drivers from all over the world gathered to compete on a challenging circuit that wound through the mountains and valleys of the region. Among this year's competitors was a young driver named Alejandro. Since he was a child, Alejandro had dreamed of becoming a professional race car driver. His father, a former race car mechanic, had taught him the fundamentals of mechanics and driving. Together, they had spent countless hours in the garage, working on his car and preparing for the day when Alejandro could compete in the Grand Prix of Hope. The day of the race arrived, and the atmosphere in Monterrey was electrifying. The streets were filled with spectators cheering and supporting their favorite drivers. Alejandro felt nervous but also excited. He knew this was his chance to showcase his talent and make his father proud. With his helmet on and his car ready, Alejandro headed to the starting line. The sound of roaring engines filled the air as the cars lined up on the starting grid. Alejandro looked around and saw his competitors, each with the same determination in their eyes. The light turned green, and the cars surged forward, accelerating at full speed. The Grand Prix of Hope circuit was known for its tight corners and high-speed straightaways. Alejandro drove with precision, maintaining a steady pace and taking every opportunity to overtake his rivals. As the race progressed, he realized he was in a favorable position, but knew he couldn't let his guard down. Midway through the race, Alejandro found himself in an intense battle with another driver named Javier. Javier was known for his aggressive driving style and his ability to take calculated risks. The two drivers exchanged positions several times, each trying to outdo the other. The tension in the air was palpable, and the spectators were on the edge of their seats. Finally, on the last lap, Alejandro saw an opportunity. With a bold move, he took a tight corner with pinpoint accuracy and managed to overtake Javier. The crowd erupted in applause as Alejandro crossed the finish line in first place. He had won the Grand Prix of Hope. Alejandro's victory not only brought him fame and recognition, but also inspired many young people in Monterrey to follow their dreams and work hard to achieve them. Alejandro became a symbol of dedication and passion for motorsport, and his story was told over and over again in the city. After the race, Alejandro was welcomed as a hero. His father, with tears in his eyes, hugged him and told him how proud he was. Alejandro knew this was just the beginning of his career and that there were many more races ahead. But at that moment, he enjoyed his victory and the joy of having fulfilled his dream. Alejandro's story and the Grand Prix of Hope are a testament to the power of perseverance and passion. Through his journey, Alejandro showed that with dedication and effort, any dream can come true. His legacy endures, inspiring future generations to pursue their passions and never give up. In a hidden lake nestled between mountains lived a swan named Lily. Lily was not an ordinary swan. Her plumage was so pure white that it shone under the sunlight, and her eyes reflected the depth of the lake she inhabited. The inhabitants of the nearby village called her the Swan of Dreams because they believed she had the power to grant wishes. Every morning, Lily swam serenely across the lake, creating ripples that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. The village children often came to the shore to watch her, and sometimes threw breadcrumbs. Lily, with her natural grace, accepted the offerings and continued her aquatic dance. One day, a girl named Sophia came to the lake with deep sadness in her eyes. Her mother was ill, and the doctors could not find a cure. Sophia had heard the stories about Lily and decided to ask for her help. She approached the shore and, with tears in her eyes, whispered her wish to the wind. Lily, as if understanding her pain, swam towards her and looked at her intently. At that moment, Sophia felt a peace she had never experienced before. That night, Sophia dreamed of Lily. In her dream, the swan took her to a magical garden full of healing flowers. Upon waking, Sophia ran to tell her mother about the dream. To her surprise, her mother felt better. Day by day, her mother's health improved, and Sophia was convinced that Lily had granted her wish. The news of the miracle quickly spread through the village. Soon, people from distant places began to visit the lake, hoping that Lily could also grant their wishes. However, Lily did not appear to everyone. Only those with pure hearts and sincere wishes could see her. Among the visitors was a man named Richard, who had lost everything in a fire. Desperate, he approached the lake and made a wish. Lily appeared and, with a movement of her wings, made the lake's water shine intensely. Richard felt a renewed hope, and upon returning home, found the strength to rebuild his life. Over time, the lake became a sacred place. People came not only to make wishes, but also to find peace and comfort. Lily, the Swan of Dreams, continued her tranquil life, knowing that her presence brought hope to those who needed it most. In a small town surrounded by mountains and forests, lived two German shepherd puppies named Max and Luna. Max was a curious and brave puppy, always ready to explore new places. Luna, on the other hand, was more cautious and thoughtful, but equally adventurous when it came to accompanying her brother. One day, while playing in their backyard, Max found a small hole in the fence. "Look, Luna! A new path to explore!" he exclaimed excitedly. Luna, though a bit nervous, decided to follow her brother. Together, they ventured into the forest, where the trees were tall and the leaves crunched under their paws. As they moved forward, they found a stream of crystal-clear water. Max, without a second thought, jumped into the water and started swimming. "Come on, Luna! The water is fresh and delicious!" Luna, after a moment of hesitation, joined Max, and together they enjoyed a refreshing swim. After swimming, they continued their journey and found a dark cave. Max, with his usual bravery, decided to enter. "Let's go, Luna! Let's see what's inside!" Luna, though scared, didn't want to leave her brother alone, so she followed him. Inside the cave, they found a hidden treasure, a box full of toys and treats for dogs. "Look, Luna, we are the luckiest puppies in the world," said Max with a big smile. Suddenly they heard a strange noise. It was an owl that lived in the cave. "Who are you and what are you doing in my home?" asked the owl in a deep voice. Max, always brave, replied, "We are Max and Luna, and we were just exploring. We didn't mean to disturb." The owl, seeing the sincerity in the puppy's eyes, decided to share his treasure with them. "You can take some toys and treats, but always remember to respect others' homes." Max and Luna thanked the owl and returned home with their new treasure. From that day on, they learned the importance of bravery, exploration, and respect for others. And so, every day, they continued their adventures, always together and always learning something new. In the bustling heart of Mexico City, amidst the aroma of tacos al pastor and the sound of mariachis, lived a young woman named Sophia. From a young age, Sophia had shown an innate talent for baking. Her grandmother, a famous pastry chef in her time, had taught her all the secrets of the kitchen, and Sophia had inherited her passion and skill. Sophia dreamed of opening her own bakery, a place where people could enjoy her creations and find a moment of happiness in every bite. However, the path was not easy. The competition in the city was fierce, and resources were limited. But Sophia was undeterred. She worked day and night, perfecting her recipes and saving every peso she earned. One day, while walking through the La Merced market in search of fresh ingredients, Sophia found a stall selling exotic spices. The owner, a kind old man named Don Manuel, offered her a special spice blend that, according to him, had the power to make any dessert unforgettable. Intrigued, Sophia bought some and decided to try it in her next creation. That night, in her small kitchen, Sophia prepared a chocolate cake with Don Manuel's spice blend. The aroma that filled the room was intoxicating, and the taste, when she tried it, was simply heavenly. She decided to take the cake to a local fair the next day to see people's reactions. The fair was full of life, with bright colors and music at every corner. Sophia set up her small stall and began offering samples of her cake. The response was overwhelming. People couldn't believe how delicious it was, and soon a long line formed in front of her stall. Among the visitors was a famous food critic who, impressed by the taste, wrote a glowing review in his column in the city's most read newspaper. That review changed Sophia's life. Overnight, her small stall at the fair became the most sought-after spot in the city. With the money she earned, she was finally able to open her own bakery, which she named El Sueño Dulce, the Sweet Dream. The shop, decorated with pastel colors and vintage details, became a haven for dessert lovers. The fame of El Sueño Dulce grew quickly, and Sophia began receiving orders from all over the country. But despite her success, she never forgot her roots or the people who helped her along the way. She always reserved a special corner in her bakery for Don Manuel, who became her mentor and friend. Over time, Sophia expanded her business, opening branches in different cities and creating a line of products sold in gourmet stores. But the most important thing for her was always seeing the smile on her customers' faces when they tasted her creations. Every cake, every cookie, every dessert that came out of her kitchen carried a part of her heart and her story. And so Sophia proved that with passion, dedication, and a little magical help, dreams really can come true.
Espero de todo corazón que esta clase te haya gustado. Si es así, regálame un like y suscríbete al canal, que en verdad me ayudarías bastante. Y para todos los estudiantes que se quedaron hasta el final, les tengo un regalo. Debajo de este video encontrarán una clase de inglés desde cero totalmente gratuita. El link para esta clase estará en la descripción del video o en el comentario fijado. También te recomiendo que veas este otro video donde aprenderás inglés con una historia muy interesante, súper divertida. Entonces te espero ahí, no te lo puedes perder.